Okay, I'm live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I'm here to do a reading for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anywhere else you might have Earth in your chart. And even if you don't have any major placements, this could still be for you. It's my intention. There's something in here for everyone. And my readings are also timeless. So whenever you count, this is the right time for you. And what else? Yeah, I've chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. And I've let the universe choose a song for you. And the title of the song is I Think I Like You Too. Yeah. It's funny how the song can shift the reading a little bit. Ultimately, I don't think it has to necessarily be a romantic thing. This could be about any kind of connection that you may be in the midst of forging or forming or coming together with someone, making a new friend. But overall, there's this feeling of things not quite moving forward. That there's some kind of blockages, and there's a little bit of stress around this. And so I'm just going to dive in and explain a little bit better. We start with to the sea in protection, which is what I'm speaking about, which is that there's some kind of delay, there's some kind of blockage or obstacle. Things aren't moving the way you might hope they would, or I'm not sorry. I'm a little out of it. It's been so smoky where I live from all these fires, and I feel like it's really starting to affect me. Not feeling that great. So bear with me. My energy is a little low today. Yes, there's some kind of delay ultimately. And then we get higher power in protection. And this delay, this block, something that's keeping you from moving forward is probably causing you to go into this place of worry, stress, anxiety, worst case scenario thinking. And it's really important to remember with both of these cards, they're saying to come back to the understanding that things work out the way they're supposed to, that there's an ebb and a flow in life, that the tide does go out, the tide does recede, but it will come back. And remember that there is a divine hand in what's happening, that there's some reason this delay is happening. There's some reason there's this blockage, some kind of lesson to be learned. And in these times, it's really helpful. It's really important to fall back on that faith, that trust, that this too shall pass, that this will work out. You've been here before, most likely. You're going to get through it just like you have in the past. And then we get exchanging gifts in protection. And this card, it has a couple of messages. So I'm gonna. Well, okay. So one of them is that you may be used to giving and have more trouble receiving. I think this is true for a lot of people. That it is so much easier to give. That receiving, somehow there's this false idea of, that it means you're selfish, or that you aren't worthy, or you haven't worked for it. So it's kind of the worthy thing. And so it's really important to get into that place of of receiving as much as you give, because there is a flow. It's an energy exchange. And remember that when the universe is giving to you through other people, typically, that denying that is, it's sort of a slap in the face to the universe, and then, to the person trying to give you something. Whatever's coming your way, it's when you can receive gracefully, then the giver feels happy about that, because it's like, oftentimes when people are giving, they're giving from an honest place, and then when you say, "Oh, whatever, I don't care," or I can't accept this, it's like, "Oh, really?" Like, for me, when I give and someone is like, "Oh my God, this is so cool. Thanks for thinking of me," I just feel so much better. So remember, receiving is as important as giving, and keeping the flow, the flow of energy going. And then uh, the other meaning of this card is, for some reason, my brain is like, what? Let me just look in my little book here, because this is really important. For some reason, it's not coming to me in this moment. Oh, it has to do with you having asked for something, wanting something, putting it out into the universe, and then the thing comes and you realize you're not ready, that you don't quite have what it takes to fully realize this dream. And this kind of ties into the song, I Think I Like You Too. So we'll talk about relationship, for example, where you really want a relationship. You really want that. You have this idea of someone coming into your life, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to fulfill you in all these ways. And you've been wanting a relationship for a really long time. And then finally, someone comes along. And this is very common. You freak out. You're like, oh, wait a second. All the fears come up. Is this person going to be like all the other ones before? Are they lying to me? All your trust issues come up. Is this really what I want? you know, um, there's all of our buttons get pushed, because now we're faced with the reality. And it's an indication that you have a little bit more healing to do within yourself before you can fully embark on something new, some kind of committed relationship. So if you are faced with this kind of thing, a really great way to deal with it is to just slow down, not jump into anything right away. Be like, okay, I like this person. They seem to like me. Let's just see if we get along as friends. Let's get to know one another. Let's not jump into anything too soon, and build that foundation of trust. And then at a certain point, if you feel like you've learned enough where you're like, okay, this is worth jumping into, and you've also kind of settled some of the anxiety, fears, worries that have come up in you, then that's an indication that it's time to move forward. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. So which brings us back to the Sea card, which, one of the things in the book it talks about is an ancient mariner's saying, which is, if you can't go out to sea, then you stay home and you repair your net. And so there's this, especially looking at the higher power card here, that with this example, where you're suddenly faced with all your fear, your worry, your anxiety, to come back to your higher power, to remember that there is there's a reason this person is being presented to you. And if you are freaking out, to try to go within and figure out that lesson. And trust and have faith that you are being led where you need to go, that you will get to that place where you are ready to allow, to accept something new into your life. But if we're talking about, I mean, this could even be around friendships. If you're used to having people come into your life who don't show up in the way you really want them to, then you can have kind of a knee-jerk reaction when someone comes in and they're like, "Hey, I think you're really cool. Let's hang out." You can be like, "Oh, hi." Like you really want the friend, but then you're like, for whatever reason, "I'm busy. I can't." You kind of resist it. And again, there's this need to go within and do some healing. So, okay, so let's go to the good tarot and do some clarifying here. Ace of Air. Yeah, it's about a new beginning. It's about, I mean, we have the Pegasus here being there's a magical quality to this new beginning. But there's also a need, as with all new beginnings, you don't have all the information. You have to go through the process and you learn as you go. You gain the understanding, you gain the wisdom, you gain the knowledge. And so to go have that beginner's mind and be easy on yourself. If you're if you're anything like me, you start something wanting to be perfect right out the gate. And that's not how it goes. There's just it's a little rough whenever you're starting something new, because you are faced with your insecurities. And it's kind of a metaphorical repairing the net, or your nets, the kind of seeing what is coming up. Where in you are you feeling insecure? And owning that and being okay with that, accepting that. It's normal. It's most likely coming from that little child inside that really needs reassurance and love and an acknowledgement. I think we're taught to push away these feelings that come up. And instead, when you can embrace them and just let them be there, that's how they gradually get dispelled, because you're placing your attention on that rather than trying to push it away. What you resist persists idea. Time to stop resisting in favor of something, in favor of a new beginning. Oh my God. Wait, what did I do? I grabbed the wrong deck. This was supposed to happen. Follow your dreams. Another ace. A new beginning to follow your dreams. But, you have a dream, you want something, you want it to work out in a certain way. Take those consistent baby steps, but know that you most likely will be detoured along the way. You will hit obstacles, you will face challenges, but it's all to help you get to that place of realizing your dream, achieving whatever it is you're going after. And we have the Hermit. The need to go within, do that inner work, figure out which key here opens the door to your success, to this happy, fulfilling I want to say ending. Ending isn't right. Just, to that place where you feel you're not at the beginning anymore. You're in that place of you've gained the knowledge and the mastery. Yeah, this is all about repairing those nets. It's not time to go out to sea because you have this inner work to do, which has to do with learning to trust, learning to get out of your own way and let the process happen, because it will. And 5 of air. Oh my goodness. Yes, we have some tension and conflict. It could be with somebody else in your life. It could be that it's just what you're dealing with within yourself. There does seem to very much be kind of an inner struggle happening here. But remember that that's a part of our learning. When we're faced with these challenges, we always have the choice to kind of step back a little bit and respond differently than maybe we're used to or than we've done before. And I think going within, doing this inner excavation is what helps you to move beyond the tension and conflict that you're experiencing. And if it is in your outer world, remember that that's a reflection of what's going on within you. So really, you always go back to yourself. It's always an inside job. But it all has to do with this dream, with this new beginning. Oh, and learning to receive. Allowing yourself to receive. Ooh, and then we get the Magician, intuition and taking chances. And just looking at the figure here with the arms open, it's like there's very much a feeling of receiving here, receiving the divine blessings the higher power is sending in. And the Magician understands how to transform, they understand alchemy, the idea of transforming energy, transforming one thing to another, water to wine, lead into gold. And, whatever you've been struggling with within yourself. If you've been struggling to see the light, this is transforming yourself and understanding that you are the light. Being willing to take chances that are going to lead you where you want to go. Following your intuition. Your intuition is your direct line to your higher power. It's where you receive your, the radio. It's the radio receiving the signals from your higher power. And being the Magician, you're tuning yourself to those signals so you can actually receive them. And taking a stand. Taking a stand for yourself and your dream, this idea, this desire, this new beginning. Knowing that, yes, you very likely are going to meet people along the way who are going to question you, who are going to, they are obstacles put in your way that give you the opportunity to transform, that allow you to get to that point of like, oh, wait, I can do this. I am awesome. I know how to build a perfectly solid, amazing bridge, regardless of what anybody thinks or says. Let's look at Wisdom of Avalon. The King, man, authority, things pertaining to the law and justice. I'm really getting that this is you embodying this energy. Which is interesting because I don't know, maybe I'll pick some more cards, but there's this finding balance within yourself. Okay. So yes, with any kind of new beginning, following your dreams, you need to take those steps. You need to take action. And that's all about that masculine energy within us. Doesn't matter what your gender is. We all have the masculine and feminine within. And the masculine is the one that keeps the focus, that keeps moving forward. And embodying that helps you to get started and keep up the momentum. But then there's also the feminine within, which is about receiving and allowing and accepting. So there's very much a balance here. We get the Merlin on top of the Magician. I love this. I love the card so much. It's so great. Yes, this is about alchemy. This is about transformation. Also, the Merlin is about justice and balance. The King is also about justice. This is creating justice in your own world. Wherever you may feel like you've been treated unjustly, where you feel like you've been the victim, this is transforming your perception of the world, of yourself and your relationship to the world. And knowing that you are never a victim, that you always have control over what happens to you. Simply in the way that, yes, okay, let me rephrase that just a little bit. Things happen, blockages come up, obstacles, and no matter what we do, we can't move forward. But we always have control over our attitude about it. Rather than going into that place of poor me, of why is this thing happening to me? This is about coming to that understanding of, oh, there's an opportunity here. There's a reason this isn't working out. This is happening for me so that I can grow, so I can transform, which allows me to move forward successfully. There's definitely some kind of transformation, inner transformation happening. And it will be reflected in the world around you through your ability to love, through other people showing up and loving you, reflecting that back to you. The more you transform yourself, the more you fall in love with yourself, the more you acknowledge and care for that wounded child, the more you can love. You're learning how to fill your own cup. And then that just draws in more because you have so much to give. And then others come. And then you're in the place of, because you've learned to acknowledge and accept and love, you're able to receive. There's a flow of energy. There's a reciprocal thing happening. And since I did talk about it, and because of the song, I think I like you too. If we're talking about a relationship, if we're talking about something new that is starting, that left you like freaking out, this is a transformation within yourself that allows you to fully embrace and accept that love and to be able to give back in return. Okay. Ooh, where are we at? I just saw 2444. We got the 3 4s there. I'm going to go with Osho Zen. My hand went to this deck, so I'm going for it. Ooh, Kitty fur. So much kitty fur. Okay. Osho Zen. What does Osho Zen have to say? Sharing. Yeah. And here's that feminine part of yourself. The sharing your light and your resources from a place of fullness, of having already you've cultivated this light within yourself. You've gotten to the point where you understand that you don't just hold the light, that you are the light. And that you can now share that with others. And the sharing, once again, is reciprocal. She is just as willing to receive as she is willing to give. It's that balance of the feminine and the masculine within you. And creativity. Yeah. In this deck, she's the Empress, which once again is all about nurturing, caring. She's tapped into her intuition. The light is shining, I think, is coming off of her. See, there's a glow around her because she's tapped into her higher power. She is the light because she understands that she is a spark of source, of her higher power. And that's the place that she gives. She doesn't give from herself. It's like the giving comes through her. She becomes a conduit by being tapped in. She's very much gone within, done the inner work, figured out which key opens the door. And that puts her in this place of magic. And this card is about creativity too. So, whatever this new beginning is, whatever you're doing, continue to focus on it because it lights you up, because it feels good, because you enjoy it. Take your focus off of the end game and just focus on doing it because you like it. And that is what's going to help you build your mastery and get to that place where when you're given some kind of opportunity to do something with that gift, with that, I don't know, whatever thing you're working on, then you will be in the place where you're like, oh yeah, okay, now I have the knowledge, the skills, the understanding. And breakthrough. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, huge breakthrough here. Huge transformation. Through mastering all the things that you have available to you, all the different elements. Fire, air, earth, water. Knowing how to make them work for you. All right, I'm gonna close out with the Spirit Animal Oracle. Frog spirit, clear out the clutter. Yeah. Yep. As I've been saying, this is an inside job. Clear out that clutter, that emotional clutter, wherever you've been clinging on to things that no longer serve you. And work on mending those nets. And acknowledge all the anxiety, the stress, the worry, the fear, and embrace it. And thank that part of yourself. And love that part of yourself. It's trying to protect you, but ultimately take those steps towards what you love, towards your dreams, towards your new beginning as you clear that clutter. Dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to your dreams. Be loyal to the people in your life who do show up for you who do give. Maybe you've been having trouble receiving, allow them to give. Being loyal to a person, that's a part of it, is being in that place of being reciprocal in a relationship. And brown bear spirit, take time out. I swear this card comes out so often. Yeah, it's this breakthrough is about you going within, gaining that wisdom from tapping in to yourself. You will gain the clarity, you will gain the knowledge, and you will be able to move forward successfully because you will have the breakthrough and you will transform. And through this transformation, you will have justice in your life in a way that you haven't experienced before. Because now you're letting the universe handle things for you. And you're just like, okay, I'm just along for the ride. I'm going to keep taking those steps and doing my thing. And the universe, my higher power, take care of the rest. So it's beautiful. I wish you well on this journey. And yay for breakthrough. You'll get there. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share.